Hello everyone, welcome back to another stream. How are you all? Hi dear Casey, how are you? Welcome. Good, how about you? I am good too, dear Casey. Thank you so much for asking. Have a good day. Happy Sunday. Comments are good names. I don't know. Maybe they are coming. How's your day going, dear Casey? Welcome everyone. Comments your good names. Hi Brianna, how are you? Welcome dear. It is a beautiful name. Hi dear Isa. Welcome. How are you? Hey Jonas. Welcome dear. Here is your good name. It's Sophia. Hi Sophia. Welcome. How's your day going dear? It's Zaria. Hi dear Zaria. Welcome. How are you? Riza is here. Hello dear Riza. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, my name is Olivia. Hi, Olivia. Welcome, dear. You have such a beautiful name. Here is yours. Hi, dear couple. Welcome. How are you doing? It's Josephine. Hi. Welcome. Here is yours. It's Isha. Hi, dear Isha. Welcome. How are you? Bang Chan. That's right. Here is yours. It's Anita. Hello, dear Anita. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Rainy. Hi, dear Rainy. How are you doing? Here is your beautiful name. It's Maya. Hi, dear Maya. Welcome. How are you? Lexi is here. You're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, dear Lexi. Welcome. Vanya. Hi, dear Vanya. Here is your beautiful name. It's Pavi. Hello, dear Pavi. How are you? Here is yours. It's Gloria. Hi, Gloria. How are you doing? Here is your beautiful name. Sunny is here. Hi, Sunny. Welcome. Here is your good name. It's Light. Hey, Light. Keep shining always, dear. Here is a good name. It's Carolina. Hi, Carolina. Welcome, dear. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. It's Ranzo. Hello, dear Ranzo. Here is yours. Salman is here. Hi, Salman. How are you? Here is yours. It's Megan. Hi, dear Megan. How are you doing? It is a beautiful name. Kylie is here. Hi Kylie, welcome. Yasin, hi dear Yasin. How are you? It is a beautiful name. It's Imalin. Hi dear Imalin. How are you? It is a good name. Alia is here. Hi dear Alia. Here is your beautiful name. It's Kai. Hi Kai, how are you? Here is yours. Shaq. Hello dear Shaq. Here is your beautiful name. It's Muhammad. Hi dear Muhammad, how are you? Here is your beautiful name. Hello dear Mitali. Here is yours. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next name, which is Skylar. Hi, dear Skylar. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Serena is here. Hi, Serena. How are you doing? Have a good day. Hello, dear Shahrizoda. Welcome, dear Shahrizoda. So good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Fatma. Here is yours. Welcome, dear Fatma. Hello, hi. It's Maria. Hi, dear Maria. Here is your good name. It's Ace. Hey, Ace. Welcome. Mohit. Hi, dear Mohit. Here is your good name. Who is here? Shrezu. Hi, dear Shrezu. You have such a good name. Welcome. Hey, Edgar. How are you doing today? Here is your beautiful name. It's Maverick. Hello, dear Maverick. How are you? Here is yours. It's Alok. Hi, Alok. Welcome. Let's see who is next. It's Emily. Hi, dear Emily. Welcome. How are you doing? It's Soa. Hello, dear Soa. It is your beautiful name. It's Jad. Hi. Welcome. Hello, dear Aracle. Aracle, dear, how are you doing today? Happy Sunday. It's Adriana. Why not, dear Adriana? Here is your good name. Welcome. It's Dion. Hello, Dion. How are you? Let's write Jason for you. Here is yours. Welcome. Yes, so good to know. Hi, dear Gaurav. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Odessa. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hey, yo. Hi. It's Brittany. Here is your beautiful name, dear Brittany. How are you? Hiru is here. Hi, dear Hiru. Here is a good name. It's Zainab. Hello, dear Zainab. How are you? Here is yours. Hi, dear Katana. Here is your good name. Welcome. Let's see who is here. It's Amna. Hi, dear Amna. How are you? Guys, one thing you can do for me. Oops. Wait. You just you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. Hey Merv, welcome. How are you? Snow White. Let's write Merv. Hi dear Merv. How are you? It is your beautiful name. It's Iroha. Hi dear Iroha. Welcome. How are you? It's Makai. Hello dear Makai. It is a good name. Ahmad. Hello Ahmad. How are you? Here is yours. Welcome. Hello. Hi. How are you doing, dear? It's Janet. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hello, dear M. Aska. Here is yours. Welcome. May is here. Hi, dear May. It is a good name. Hi, dear Yasmin. Yasmin, have a good day. Let's see who is here. It's Denver. Hi, dear Denver. Here is your good name. Hello, dear Makai. Here is yours. Let's see who is here. Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Welcome, dear. How are you? It's Kanha. Hi, Kanha. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Hi Poonam, welcome dear. Poonam and Coco. Here is yours. It's Ishan. Hi Ishan, welcome. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Hello dear anime. Here is your good name. Welcome. Tom is here. Hi Tom. How are you doing? Here is your beautiful name. It's David. Hi dear David. Here is yours. I am good, Mahi. How about you? Welcome back. Thank you for asking. Have a good day. Here is yours. Hi dear Ziksha. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi Anam. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Hello dear Shafana. Such a unique name you have, dear Shafana. Here is yours. Welcome. It's Ziara. Hi Ziara. How are you? Hello dear Taziria. Tazira is here. Hi, here is yours. It's Bibi. Hey Bibi, how are you? Hello dear Zia. Here is your good name. Let's see who is here. It's Arman. Hi Arman, welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Mia is here. Hi dear Mia. Here is your beautiful name. Sarah. Hi dear Sarah. Here is yours. Welcome. Prince. Hi Prince. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Have a good day. Hello dear Anvi. Here is yours. Hello dear Jojo. Here is your good name. Hanam is here. Hello dear Hanam. Here is yours. Have a good day. It's Greta. Hello dear Greta. How are you? Hi dear CJ. Here is yours. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. And don't forget to press the subscribe button. Let's see who is here. It's Pooju. Hi dear Pooju. Here is your beautiful name. Hello Nilsu. Here is yours. Welcome dear Nilsu. How are you doing? It's Maximo. Hi Maximo. How are you? Here is yours. It's Johnny. Hi dear Johnny. Here is your good name. Hello dear Theo. Here is yours. Hi Humera. Welcome. How are you? Humera. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Have a good day. It's Shakib. Hi dear Shakib. Here is your beautiful name. Hi dear Esra. Here is yours. Welcome. Hello dear. What is your name? Mabel. Mabel is here. Hi Mabel. Have a good day. Let's try Snow White. Welcome. Hi dear Ruhani. Here is your good name. Welcome Ruhani. How are you? Hi dear Loris. Oops. You are. Y and S. Here is yours. It's Emila. Hello dear Emila. How are you doing? Hey dear Coco. Cute. Coco. Hi Najwan. Welcome. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Arya. Hi dear Arya. Here is yours. Hello. Hi dear Curtis. Welcome. How are you doing today? Welcome dear. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens with your beautiful little hands. It's Jihan. Hi Jihan, welcome. So good to know, dear. Have a good day. It's Anjali. Hi dear Anjali. How are you? Hello dear Elvira. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Oh, thank you so much, dear. I appreciate that. Hi Lily, welcome. Hi dear Gaurav. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Harmony. Hi, Harmony. How are you? Here is yours. Welcome. Hey, dear Daniel. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Khadija. Khadija is here. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Muskan is here. Hi, Muskan. Here is your beautiful name. Let's see who is next. It's Shakira. Shakira is here. Hello, welcome. It's Valerie. Hello, dear Valerie. Here is a good name. Hi, dear. Hello, Adrina. Here is your beautiful name. Kabir. Hi. Welcome back. How are you doing today? Here is your good name. Welcome. It's Sai. Hi, dear Sai. Here is yours. Hello, dear Karomi. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Komal is here. Hi, Komal. Welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Mafaza. Here is your good name. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful hands. Okay, let me read. Read after so many days. Thank you so much for joining again. How are you doing today? Hello, thank you so much. You're most welcome, dear. Hi, Muntaha. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Let me fix the sand first. Okay, let's move to the next name, which is Khushbu. Hi, dear Khushbu. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. I am good too. Thank you for asking. Hi, Nadeem. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. Hey, dear Brandon. Welcome back, dear Brandon. How are you doing? Here is yours. Oh, you're most welcome, dear Itzel. Hi, dear Itzel. Here is your good name. Hello, dear. You're the same girl, right? It's Lela. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, Lela. How are you doing? Let's see who is here. It's another guy. Welcome. Hi, how are you? It's Claudio. Mods. Okay, that's right. Here is yours. Welcome. Janetta is here. Hi, dear Janetta. Here is your beautiful name. Sahil. Hi, Sahil. How are you? Hello, dear lady. Here is your good name. It's Maya. Hi, dear Maya. How are you? Lenny is here. Hello, dear Lenny. It is a beautiful name. It's Sumaya. Samia or Sumaya. Hi, here it is yours. Welcome. Elsie is here. Hello, dear Elsie. Here is a beautiful name. It's Leela. Hi, Leela. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Uka. Here is yours. Welcome. Hanab is here. Hi, dear Hanab. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hey, dear Monica. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Daggy. Daggy is here. Welcome, dear Daggy. How are you? Let's see who is next. Nightingale. Hi. Here is your beautiful name. Happy Sunday to all of you. Hello, dear Kasim. Here is yours. Welcome, guys. Don't forget to press the subscribe button with your beautiful little hands. It's Renat. Hi, Renat. Welcome. How are you? It's it's Hasna. Oh wow, what a unique name you have. Hasna is here. Hi, Hasna. How are you? Hello, dear SK. Here is yours. It's A Z and R. Hello, Andrea. Hi, Andrea. Welcome. How are you? Hey dear, it's D and D. Here is yours. Welcome. I. Oh, let me rewrite. Oh, I did the same mistake again. Let me rewrite. Let me check the spelling once. Okay, here is yours. Welcome. Hey dear Olivia. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Rami. Hey Rami, how are you doing? Here is yours. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screen with your beautiful little hands. It's Sanjana. Hi Sanjana, how are you? Oh, you're most welcome, dear. Thank you so much. Have a good day. It's Kanzia. Hi dear Kanzia, welcome. Hi Sabar, how are you? Here is a good name. It's Dizaka. Hi, how are you? Amber is here. Hi, dear Amber. Here is a good name. It's Adrina. Hey, Adrina, welcome. Ruka is here. Hi, dear Ruka. Here is a beautiful name. It's Akura. Hi, dear Akura. Here is yours. Hello, dear Delaney. Delaney is here. Welcome, dear Delaney. How are you? Hello, dear Nana. It is a beautiful name. Thank you for subscribing. Lots of love, dear. It's Arya. Hi, Arya. Welcome. What's your name? Amber. Hello, dear Amber. It is a beautiful name. Thank you so much for subscribing, guys. One thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. Okay, let's see who is here. Hello, dear Akrura. Okay, let's write Akrura. Here is yours. Welcome, dear. Hi, Anya. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome, Malleus. Hey, dear Malleus. How are you doing? Here is a good name. Hello, dear. Let's try Jenny. Here is yours. Welcome. Right. Thank you so much. Habib is here. Hi, dear Habib. Here is yours. Hello, Harley. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Cave Sir is here. Hi, Cave Sir. How are you? Hello, dear Vanessa. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi, dear Imran. Here is yours. Kabir, are you there? Here is your good name. Welcome. Roshio is here. Hi, Roshio. How are you? Let's see who is here. It's Zara. Hi, dear Zara. How are you? Hello, dear Nino. Here is your good name. Welcome. How are you? Welcome, guys. It's Dirga. Hi, dear Dirga. Here is yours. Let's see who is here. Shruti and Vadi. Okay, let's write Shruti and it's Vadhi. Let me check the spelling first. Vradhi. Mm-hmm. Let me rewrite. It's Shruti and Vradhi. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome, dear. Have a good day. Aslam. Hi, dear Aslam. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. It's Shea. Here is yours. Scarlett. Hi, Scarlett. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Lela. Here is your good name. Welcome. Sai. Hi. Here is yours. Ashley. One of my favorite names. Hi, dear Ashley. How are you doing? Hello, dear Shevu. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Oh, there is a fly. Hey, dear Tadeo. Welcome back, dear Tadeo. How are you doing today? Here is a beautiful name. Savit is here. Hi, Savit. Welcome. Hello, dear Alia. Alia, hi. How are you? It's Nathan. Welcome, dear Nathan. How are you? Hello, dear Nazwa. Here is a good name. It's Sagawa. Hi, Sagawa. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Sanam. Sanam is here. Hi, Sanam. Welcome. It's Aina. Hi, dear Aina. Here is a good name. It's Sarah. Hello, dear Sarah. How are you? Welcome. Hello, dear Alia. Here is a beautiful name. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screen like this if your name got done there. So don't forget to press the like and subscribe button. Lala is done. Your name is Alia, right? It's Kavya. Hi Kavya, welcome. How are you? It's Medine. Hello dear Medine. How are you doing? It is a good name. Welcome. How are you? Let's see who is next. It's Andre. Hi, dear Andre. How are you? It's Emil. Hello, dear Emil. It is a beautiful name. Thank you so much, dear. You are the sweetest. Hi, Duru. Welcome. How are you? It's Peyton. Hi, dear Peyton. How are you? Let's see who is next. It's Zoe. Hey, Zoe. Welcome. How are you? It is a beautiful name. It's Delphina. Hi, Delphina. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear. How are you? Penelope is here. Hi. Hello. Hi. How are you? It's Banu. Hi, dear Banu. Here is a good name. Welcome. How are you doing? Hello, dear. It's Rashida. Hi, Rashida. Welcome. How are you? Here is a beautiful name, Rashida and Falak. Here is yours. Hi, hey Mary, how are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Delan is here. Hi, Delan. How are you? Here is a good name. It's Reza. Hi, Reza. Welcome. Here is yours. Let's see who's here. Mary. Hi, dear Mary. How are you doing? Here is your good name. Have a good day. It's Bashira. Hi, dear Bashira. Here is yours. Welcome. It's Easter. Hi, dear Easter. Here is your beautiful name. It's Savage. Hi, Savage. How are you? I can't see your message, dear. And I'm a girl. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Yuda. Here is your good name. Welcome. It's Lara. Here is yours. Welcome. Roland. Hi, dear Roland. Here is a good name. Hey, dear. It's facility. No, let me check. Felicity. Hi, Felicity. Welcome. How are you? Here is a good name. Hey, Jamal. Welcome, dear. Here is yours. KJ with pizza. Oh, here is yours. Welcome. It's Shane. Hi, dear Shane. Have a good day. You're most welcome. Haley is here. Hi, dear Haley. Here is your beautiful name. T. Hi. Welcome. Here is yours. Let's see who is here. It's Mia Lani. Hi. Welcome. Thanks. You're most welcome, dear KJ. T is here. Hi. It's Ivani. Hello, dear Ivani. How are you doing? Hi, dear Anusri. Welcome. Here is a good name. It's it's Tarzan. Yay, Tarzan is here. Hi, dear Tarzan. I am a fan of you. How are you? Hi, dear. Oh no, Mia. Here is your good name. Hi, Mia. Hello, dear. Your last name? What was your last name? Logan. Okay, it's Logan. Hi, welcome. How are you? I am good. I am good too. Thank you so much for asking. And thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting. Here is a good name. Welcome. It's Taha. Hi, dear Taha. Here is yours. Hello, dear. It's Gerardo. Here is yours. Hello, dear Shanbir. Sean Beer is here. Hi. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands, and there is a subscribe button too waiting for your beautiful finger press. It is not visible because I already pressed it. Hi, dear Yusuf. Welcome. Valentina is here. Hi, dear Valentina. How are you doing? Here is your good name. Welcome. Daisy. Hi, dear Daisy. It's Anna. Hey, Anna. Hi, dear Mark. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Bella. Hi, Bella. How are you? Here is yours. Ronya is here. Hi, dear Ronya. Here is your beautiful name. It's Niharika. Hi, Niharika. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Strawberry. Hi, Strawberry. How are you? I am doing good, dear moderator. How about you? Welcome. Here is a good name. It's it's Tahmid. Hi, Tahmid. Welcome. Here is yours. Hello, dear Ayan. Here is a good name. Falak. Hi, Falak. How are you? SJ. Okay, why not? Here are your initials. Hello, dear Dahlia. Welcome. Dahlia is here. Hi, dear Dahlia. Welcome, dear. Hello, dear Victoria. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Lestat. Here is yours. Dear moderator, I was not feeling well, so that's why I didn't came live yesterday. It's Adele. Hi, dear Adele. Here is a good name. Welcome. Who's crying? Why are you crying? Anna, you have such a beautiful name. Here is yours. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next name, which is Zoya. Hi, dear Zoya. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Oh no, I am good. Thank you so much for asking. It's Rifando. Here is yours. Thank you for saying my sister's name. You're most welcome. Have a good day. Hi, dear Shiva. Here is yours. Welcome. Can I subscribe and like a one? Why not? Hey, dear Piper. Welcome, Piper. How are you? It's Julie. Hi, dear Julie. Here is a good name. Rehan is here. Hi, Rehan. Welcome. How are you? Hello. Thank you so much. You're most welcome, dear. Luna. Hi, Luna. How are you? Hi, dear Yun Chai. Yun Chai for you. Welcome. It's Siren. Hi, Siren. Welcome. Sindhu. Hello. How are you? Hello, dear Umar. Here is a beautiful name. It's Akron. Hi, Akron. How are you? Here is yours. Hey, dear D. You. What a good name. Hi, Vinod. Welcome. Here is yours. How are you? Khushi. Hi, Khushi. Welcome, Khushi. How are you doing? Here is your beautiful name. Kashish. Rajkumar. Hi, Kashish. Welcome. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is here. It's Hushi. Kashish and Hushi. Welcome, guys. It's Louis. Hi, dear Louis. Welcome. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is next. Anurag. Hi, Anurag. Welcome. Here is yours. Hi, dear. It's Jana. Hi, welcome. Hey, dear Chessia. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hi, dear Parneet. Parneet. Hi, Parneet. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Guli. Hi, Guli. Here is yours. Hello, dear King. King is here. Hi. Hello, dear Bainey. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome, dear Bainey. How are you doing? It's Ajay. Hi, Ajay. Welcome. Here is yours. Liam is here. Hi, dear Liam. Here is your beautiful name. Pallavi Kumari. Hi. Welcome. Here is yours. How are you? Hello, dear Zoya. Here is your beautiful name. It's Amanda. Amanda is here. Hello, dear Amanda. Have a good day. Let's see who is here. Ibrahim. Hi, Ibrahim. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. It's Kavsar. Hello, dear Kavsar. Here is yours. Neil is here. Hi, Neil. How are you? Hello, dear Riza. Here is your beautiful name. It's Adriana. Hi, Adriana. Welcome. How are you? Here is a good name. Hello, dear Narayani. Thank you. You're most welcome. Narayani is here. Hi. Welcome. Here is yours. Let me fix the sand first, guys. Just give me 1 second. No, it's perfect, right? It's Hina. Hi, Hina. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Arya. Here is your beautiful name. It's Charlie. Hi, dear Charlie. How are you? Here is a good name. Hello, dear Arya. Here is yours. You're most welcome, dear Hina. Hey, dear Anna. Here is yours. Welcome. It's Mary. Hi, Mary. Here is a beautiful name. It's Ivate. Hi, dear Ivate. Here is yours. Fari is here. Hi, dear Fari. How are you? Here is a good name. Welcome. Hello, dear Nazma. Here is yours. No, dear moderator. Hello, let's write her name. Here is our. Let's see who is here. It's Abdullah. Hi Abdullah, welcome. I can't understand this language, so that's why I'm writing your ID name. Guys, one thing you can do for me, if your name got done there, you just have to double tap on your screen like this. You will beautiful little hands. Thank you so much. Let's move to the next name, which is Zehan. Hi dear Zehan, how are you? Hello dear our yeah, Zafira. Here is your beautiful name. It's Amber. Hello, welcome. Soha is here. Hi, dear Soha. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome, dear. It's Keka. Hi, dear Keka. How are you? Hello, dear. It's is Aftab or it's Afat Aftab? What's your name? Oh, there is a fly. Let's ride Aftab. Here is your beautiful name. It's Tavisha. Hi, Tavisha. Welcome, dear. How are you? Hi, dear Humera. Here is yours. Welcome, Joyce. Hello, dear Joyce. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. How are you? Let's see who is here. Jill. Hi, Jill. Have a good day. Let's see who is here. Welcome. Vanshika. Hello, dear Vanshika. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Sapri. Hi, Sapri. How are you? What a unique name you have, Sapri. Welcome. It's Carol Lay. Hello. Hi. Pari. Hi, Pari. Welcome, dear. Here is yours. It's Anj. Hi, dear Anj. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Nadev. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Andres. Here is a good name. It's Joji. Hello. Here is yours. Welcome. Yaren is here. Hi, dear Yaren. It is a good name. Guys, we are stuck on 83. Can we make it 90 at least? You just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful hands. And there is a subscribe button too waiting for your finger press. Let's see who is here. It's Mikaela. Hi, Mikaela. Welcome, dear. How are you? It is a good name. Welcome. Nindi is here. Hi, dear Nindi. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. It's Nicole. Hey. Welcome. Elena is here. Hi, dear Elena. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, dear Risky. Here is a good name. Hey, dear Daphnis. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, Mohima. How are you? Mohima is here. Hello. It's Adnan. Hi, dear Adnan. How are you? Here is a beautiful name. Let's see who is here. It's AIYAU. Here is yours. You have such a unique name. Welcome. How are you doing? It's Maddie. Hi, dear Maddie. Here is yours. It's Cassie. Hello, dear Cassie. Here is a good name. Hello, dear Farida. Hi, Arshad. Here is your beautiful name. Hi, dear Arshad. Welcome, Arshad. How are you doing? Hello, dear Valeria. Valeria. Here is a good name. Thank you so much. It's Devi. Hi, Devi. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear Farida. Oh, Farida. Hi. It's Alia. Hello, dear Alia. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hyra is here. Hi, Hyra. How are you? Hello, dear Afia. Good to hear, dear, that you are fine. Have a good day. Hi, Afia. Welcome. Hey, dear, it's Christy. Oh, nice name. Christy. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Michaela. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hello, hi. Hello, dear Mahmoud. Mahmoud is here. Hi, Mahmoud. How are you? It is a good name. Hello, dear Abdul Rahman. Welcome back. How are you? Let me write this for you. Ashwak. Here is yours. Hey, Yash. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dear Ash. Oh, let me rewrite. Here is a good name. Welcome. Hi, Hassan. How are you? Here is yours. Hello, dear Ishita. Here is your good name. Welcome, dear Ishita. Hey, Fran. How are you? Here is yours. Welcome. It's Isa. Hi, Isa. Welcome. Hello, dear. Thank you. You're most welcome. Thank you so much. It's Isa. Hi. It's Priyu. Hello, dear Priyu. Here is your beautiful name. Hello, dear Pankaj. Pankaj is here. Hi, Pankaj. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, dear Rose. Here is yours. It's Nafis. Hi, Nafis. Welcome. How are you? Let's see who is here. Juman. Hi, Juman. Welcome. How are you? Hello, dear. Okay, dear Ishita, please don't use too much emojis. It affects on the watch time. Hello, dear. It's Pau. Hi. Welcome. Adriana is here. Hi, dear Adriana. Here is your good name. Thanks. You're most welcome. Hey, dear Maddie. Here is your beautiful name. Hey, dear Markella. I can't understand this language, dear. What are you saying? Please write in English so I can better understand. Hi, dear Rindy. Here is your good name. It's Zia. Hi, Zia. Welcome. Elbe is here. Hello, dear Elbe. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. I am Silla. Hi, dear Silla. Here is your beautiful name. It's Mariam. Hi, Mariam. Welcome. How are you? Here is yours. My name is Ariana. Hey, Ariana, dear. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Here is a good name. Hey, dear Akila. Here is yours. Welcome. It's LRA. Hi, here is yours. Hello, dear Sylvie. Here is your beautiful name. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screen like this with your beautiful hands. No, I'm not from US. Hello, dear. Okay, let's. If you want a screenshot of your name, dear, you can take it now. Hi, Amber. Welcome. Amy is here. Hello, dear Amy. How are you doing? Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hi, dear Sari. Here is yours. Is Alia. Hi, Alia. How are you? Here is your good name. Hey, dear Vega. Here is yours. Hello, dear. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi, Marcia. How are you doing? Welcome. Let's write your good name. Here is. Oh, it's S. Oops. Let me rewrite. SIA. Here is yours. Welcome. How are you doing? Hello, dear Juliet. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hi, dear Kaylee. Here is your beautiful name. How are you? Hi, dear Hanak. Here is yours. It's Elma. Hi, dear Elma. How are you? Sumaya is here. Hi, Sumaya. Here is your good name. I have a work for you, dear moderator. Hi, dear Lyric. Here is your beautiful name. Shalbe is here. Hi, dear Shalbe. Here is your good name. It's Zara. Hi, Zara. Here is yours. Farhan is here. Hi, Farhan. Here is your beautiful name. It's Sari. Hi, dear Sari. How are you? Hello, dear Joes. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Hey, dear. It's Mildred. No, Mildred. Oh, wow. What a unique name you have. Here is your good name. Welcome. E-signatures. Yes, dear. Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Here is your good name. Welcome. Hello, dear Baba. Here is yours. Hello. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Which type of work? You have to find a background music like nasheeds. Hello, dear Dio. Here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear. Oh, hi, dear Harvest. How are you doing, dear Harvest? Can you tell me your name again, please? Because I think I just forgot your name. It's Julieta or it's Amelia. I don't know how can I forget your name, but yes, I am thinking, but don't remember what's your name. Can you please tell your name? Cynthia. Now I'm not gonna forget your name. Cynthia is here. Thank you so much for joining, dear Cynthia, again. Have a good day. How is your day going? Here is your beautiful name. Which background music? Like Nasheed. Nasheed. Hi. It's my birthday. Happy birthday, dear. What is your good name? Hi, dear Jillian. Here is yours. Hi, dear Ranas. Here is your beautiful name. It's Ruby. Hi, Ruby. Welcome. Here is yours. Oh, thank you so much for joining again. Lots of love. Sarah. Happy birthday, dear Sarah. Here is your beautiful name. May you live long and spend a wonderful life. Let's move to the next 067. Oh my god. Thank you so much. Hello, dear Rocky. Here is yours. Let's see who is here. It's Ziania. Hi, dear Ziania. Here is yours. Hey, dear. It's Mary. Welcome, welcome, Mary. Mary. Here is a good name. Thank you. You're most welcome, dear. Hi, dear. It's Terezzk and A. Here is yours. Welcome, Manahil. Hi Manahil, welcome. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Have a good day. Me too. Hello, dear. Me too. Here is yours. Hey, dear Haley. Here is your beautiful name. It's Ashu. Hi, dear Ashu. Welcome. Hey, dear. It's Afjal. Hi, Afjal. How are you? Here is your beautiful name. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screens like this with your beautiful little hands. Dear moderator, where are you going? Where are you? Hi, dear lyric. Here is your good name. Welcome. It's Mario. Hi, Mario. How are you? Here is yours. Zuri is here. Hi, dear Zuri. Here is your beautiful name. I'm here. Did you understand the assignment? Hi, Hussein. Welcome. Here is your good name. It's Calais. Hello, dear Calais. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Vukasin. Hello, dear Vukasin. Vukasin. Here is your good name. Welcome. Zuri. Oh, Zuri was done before. Let me rewrite. You have a cool name. Here is yours. Hi. Hello, dear brother. And Muhammad. Welcome. Brother. Oops. It's brother. Let me rewrite. Don't know why I am making so much mistakes today. Okay, here is yours. Hello, dear Huida. You have to search it on the audio library from the YouTube. From the videos, of course. Hey, dear Afed. Here is yours. Welcome. Oh, another 6-7. Hi, dear Junie. Here is your good name. Welcome. It's it's Gustavo. Here is yours. There are many types of stuff you need. Like slow. No, I can't find there. I haven't seen the Nasheed's type of audios there. Hey, Terry, welcome. How are you? Slow, peaceful. Lydia, hi Lydia, welcome. Leonardo, hello, dear Leonardo. How are you? Here is a good name. It's Jalen. Hi, dear Jalen. Here is your beautiful name. It's Jake. Hi, dear Jake. Here is yours. Hello, dear Toka. Here is your beautiful name. Kritika. Hi, Kritika. Here is yours. Welcome. Alien. Get well soon, dear Alien. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Okay, thank you so much. Xavier. Hello, dear Xavier. Here is yours. Guys, one thing you can do for me, you just have to double tap on your screen like this if your name got done here. Thank you so much. Let's see who is here. Okay, let's try Jungkook for you. Dear Army, here is yours. Welcome. Hi, dear Oratel. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. How are you? Hi, dear. It's Palash. Oh, wow. What a unique name you have. Here is yours. Welcome. Asilbek. Hello, Asilbek. From Uzbekistan, right? Here is a good name. Welcome, dear. Hello, dear Castlery. Here is yours. Hey, dear Lilia. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. How are you? It's close. Okay. Here is yours. Muskan. Hi, Muskan. Welcome. How are you doing? Here is a good name. It's Sharifa. Hi, Sharifa. Welcome, dear. Oh no, Sharifa. Sharif. Sharifa is here. Hi Sharifa, how are you? Hello dear Manuni. Here is your good name. Welcome. Nemu, let me rewrite. It's Mamuni. Here is yours. Tai. Hello. How are you? Let's see who is here. Welcome dear Tai. Hi dear Sumbula. Here is your beautiful name. Welcome. Guys, don't forget to press the subscribe button there. And now it's time to end this stream. And our last name for this stream is Nikki. Hi, dear Nikki. How are you? It's Kimber. Hello, dear Kimber. It is a good name. Hi, Hannah. Hello, dear Hannah. Here is yours. It's Silit. Here is your beautiful name. Grata. Hi, dear Grata. Here is yours. Okay, let's try Sammy. Hi, dear Sammy. Here is a good name. Okay, our last name for this stream is Hi, Grata. How are you doing? Alia. Or Lelas. Oh my god. Let it be. I'll do it by myself. Thank you so much, dear moderator. So sorry. Hi, dear. Here is a good name. It's Zubal. Hi, dear Zubal. Here is a good name. Okay, our last name for this stream is Mia. And hi, welcome. Or maybe Janelle. Here is yours. And Ayan. Hello, dear Veronica. Or Keisha. Hello, Tina. Hi, Tina. How are you? Leilas. Hi, Leilas. Welcome. Uwais. Hi, Uwais. Here is yours. Fahad. Hi, Fahad. How are you? Hello, dear Lily. It's Nathan. Hi. It's Muskan and Kangal. Guys, if your name got done there, you just have to double tap on the screen like this with your beautiful little hands. And now it's time to end the stream, guys. I'll be see you in the next stream. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have a good day. And Hareen and Anya. Okay. Anya is our last name for this team. And don't forget to press the subscribe button there. We have Durga and Babe. Okay, that's it for the stream. Thank you so much for your precious time. And now I'm going to end the stream. Hi Kiki. Hello dear Joy. In the next stream for sure. Till then, take care. Bye bye. I'll be back at 8:30 GMT. Till then, take care. Bye bye guys. Or maybe 8 GMT. Yeah, 8 GMT. 8 GMT. 8 GMT. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Love you all. Thank you for your precious time. And don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification. Bye bye.